Right, so this is Overcoming Hate Setback Series, and the title is Haters Reject You Out of Their Hate. And I don't, this may be a race-based issue, this may be a community-based issue, this may be a friendship issue. It could be a number of issues. But if you look at the race-based issue, because this is usually something that might be more attributable to race, haters reject you out of their hate. Okay, the hate that they have for you um, could be, if we're looking at race, the advantages that you bring to an organization. Um, I think about it like this, and then this could be kind of general. I think about it like this. Here it is. You've been at the company for 25 years. You've been a faithful employee. You've been doing everything that you were supposed to do and told to do. And you don't have a college degree or anything like that. And maybe you took courses. Maybe you maybe you did some professional development. Usually you don't. And then someone comes in somewhere in your 25th year. They have a college degree. Uh, they have improved their skills, right? But by the time they come into the 25 years, they come uh, with some ideas, some ideas. And they are working alongside you, and you both are trying to go for maybe a supervisor position or something like that. And instead of choosing you, and you've been at the company for 25 years, they choose the other person who's been there for 6 months, right? The reason why they do that is not so much that they don't value you. I believe they do that because you only did the minimum. And the job might require you to go above and beyond that. That it requires you to come up with ideas to move the company forward. That you always have to remember that you work for a brand. And so the brand has to move forward and continue to increase in dollars and make money for the investors, right? And if you're not contributing in that kind of way, you're just the type of person who's just going to continue to push buttons, clock in, do your work, clock out, and that's it. Two, you may not have built relationships with other employees. The other person coming in is much more, not necessarily nice, but um, much more of a person who can socialize and it's a lot of politics in it, but socialize and sort of talk to people, um, etc. Right? So now the hater in you is going to reject that new person out of your hate. Okay, uh, and it's not always that you hate the new person. It could be that your hate is really projected onto the job. You were waiting for the job to see you, to perceive you that you are a good worker. You were waiting for the maybe like the spotlight. Hey, come see me. I'm really good. I want to move up, but you never spoke up. You never spoke up. You never did anything. You never applied for a supervisor job when the job became available. There were that supervisor job that the person just got after being there for 6 months is likely not the only supervisor job or position to move you out of where you are into somewhere else. You never did anything. For 25 years, you came to work. You were loyal. For 25 years, you came to work. You did what you were supposed to do, never being late, clocked in, clocked out, got your paycheck, but that's all you did. You didn't do much more than that. And so the hate that you feel towards the person is really the hate that you feel towards yourself, that you didn't do much more than what you needed to do to get somewhere else. You could say the same thing about the relationship, the the racist relationships between black and white people. You have white people um, who have um, been serving this country, every way they have, working either at a company, a job, or something like that. And then you have this black person who comes in and with the education, with some skills, who comes in and now is going to become the boss of those people. Okay, of really everybody else, and you immediately project your hate onto the black person because um, that may be the most convenient way to explain why you haven't advanced in life. There's something that you should have done 5, 10 years back that instead of doing it, you got distracted. You decided that you wanted to invest more time in something else. And then it caught up with you 10, 15 years later when what you want to do matters, but it's sort of too late because now they got someone else. And that could be education. A lot of people are attacking college degrees, and you see this within the black community, black men hating on black women for going to college, and so what what they would do is affect their self esteem and say, okay, yeah, you went to college, but you got all those student loans. Okay, they'll say you did this, okay, but you don't have a man, or they'll say you got that education, but you're going to be single for life if you're 35 or over, right? They do all these different things to mask the fact that they did not achieve anything, that they didn't do anything themselves. And so it's much easier to hate on that black woman, that black man hating on that black woman for the accomplishments, for the achievement, than to look at themselves, assess themselves, do a self reflection on themselves, and say, I didn't really accomplish. So, in other words, the hate is the hate towards their accomplishment, which is really, if they turn that finger around and point it to themselves, they're basically saying, I haven't accomplished the things. So, she's showing me up, or she is a mirror to what I should have done. Exactly. There you go. She's a mirror to what I should have done. So instead of receiving from that person and talking to that person and asking the person, how did you do it? They decide to just hate. And so the hate could manifest as, you could be a person who has had a job for 25 years, and your partner could, the female partner could be a person who went to college, finished a degree, and has been working, making more money. You'll hate that person because she makes more money than you. Okay, you can't blame that person because she makes more money than you when you have the same opportunity to go to school to make more money. It's gonna be easy the very first time you graduate from college, but it's a possibility. And so haters reject you out of their hate. They are rejecting the fact that whatever is going on with you, you look like a mirror to what they should have done. You look like a mirror. Had I not been set back um, during the financial recession, I would have been much more advanced. And the setback was created because I was out of order. It was a disobedience issue, and so fast forward, and that happened in 2000. Fast forward to 2006, I had to go through my correction process, and then the financial recession hit. I lost my job. I became homeless. I had a number of things, and everything got back on track around 2013 when I returned to teaching. And so, if I had not disobeyed in 2000, which led to correction, which led to homelessness, which led to everything shutting down around me, I likely would have been today an assistant dean or associate dean, maybe an executive dean. And I realized that when I was in my dean's office, we were just having a regular conversation, and I thought she was younger than I was. And but we turned out We went to the same high school. She graduated a year or so before me. Uh, she did computers in college. I also did, but I decided to transfer, change my major into English. She did, I think, master's degree in English. She was literally about a year older than I was, or younger. I can't remember now. And I sat across from her while she was talking, and the revelation came to me that she looks like what I was supposed to become. That if I had followed the path, now she had a hard life herself. She had recently gone through cancer, and maybe 2 years in or something like that, and she is in remission. uh, she had her own hard life. But when I sat across from her, it just hit me. It just hit me that she looked like what I was supposed to become or on the track towards becoming. And I wasn't jealous of it. I promise you, I wasn't jealous or nothing like that. It just kind of hit me because it's the truth of the thing. So a lot of times when people reject you out of their hate, it's because you represent a mirror to them of what they were supposed to become. And instead of self-assessing and self-correcting and accepting the revelation of that, they decide to just hate you and reject you and don't don't have anything to do with you, because the longer that they don't hear the solution, the more they don't have to become responsible for it. So that's Overcoming Hate Setback Series in a kind of Mulberry Bush way. Haters reject you out of their hate. Visit ReginaYFavorites.com for more tips. Thank you very much for listening.